Before this story ends, one promise will be spoken, one secret will rise into the sky, and one decision will change 3 lives forever, so stay with me till the last moment, because what begins as a simple challenge will end with a love no one saw coming. And if stories that touch the heart, surprise the mind, and leave you inspired mean something to you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this deserve to be shared. They used to call Arif Malik the quiet man with tired eyes. Every morning before sunrise, he woke his 7-year-old daughter Mira, tied her hair into a loose ponytail with fingers that had learned patience the hard way, and packed her lunch with a handwritten note tucked inside. No one ever saw him rush. No one ever saw him complain. They didn't know that every calm step he took was built on years of loss. Mira was all he had left after his wife passed away during childbirth complications, leaving him with a newborn and a heart that learned to ache silently. Arif worked as a ground operations supervisor at Skirich Aviation, a job that paid just enough to keep life steady but never enough to dream too loudly. He didn't mind. His dreams were small now: safety, stability, and a smile on Mira's face. On the top floor of the same company worked Ria Kapoor, the CEO everyone feared and admired in equal measure. She had built Skirich into one of the fastest-growing private aviation firms in the region. Sharp suits, sharper mind, and a reputation for being emotionally distant. Investors trusted her. Employees respected her. But very few knew her. Ria believed emotions clouded judgment, and love was a distraction she could not afford. Her engagement had ended years ago when she chose a critical merger meeting over a hospital bedside. Since then, she had promised herself never to let feelings interfere again. Their worlds collided on a day that began like any other. A corporate announcement echoed through the headquarters: Skirich would be launching a high-profile international expansion, and a live demonstration flight would be conducted for media and investors. The catch was that the company's senior pilot had suffered a sudden medical emergency. Panic spread quietly behind professional smiles. The board demanded a solution. Ria demanded excellence. Arif stood in the control room, listening. His jaw tightened. His hands clenched. He knew the systems better than anyone there, not because it was his job, but because flying had once been his life. Years ago, before tragedy struck, Arif had been a decorated Air Force pilot. He had left the skies the day his daughter was born prematurely and fragile, choosing ground work to stay close, to be present, to be a father first. His records were sealed in silence, his wings folded away. When Ria stormed into the operations floor, her eyes scanned the room like a radar. "We need a pilot who knows this aircraft inside out," she said, voice calm but commanding. "No mistakes. No excuses." Before Arif could stop himself, the words left his mouth quietly but firmly. "I can fly it." The room froze. Ria turned, surprised, irritated, curious all at once. She looked at him: simple uniform, tired eyes, calm posture. "You?" she asked. "Your ground staff." Arif met her gaze. "I know the aircraft. I know the route. I know the risks." Skepticism rippled across the room. Ria stepped closer. "If you fail," she said, "this company's reputation goes down with you." Arif nodded. Then, without thinking, without planning, driven by something deeper than fear, he said the words that would echo through every life involved. "Fly it, and I'll marry you." Gasps followed. Silence swallowed the room. Ria stared at him, stunned. She laughed once, sharp and disbelieving. "Excuse me?" Arif's voice didn't shake. "If I complete the flight safely, if your investors walk away impressed, and your company stands taller, then you'll know I wasn't lying about who I am. The rest, you can decide later." It was absurd. Unprofessional. Impossible. And yet, something in his eyes, honesty, pain, courage, made her pause. Against logic, against policy, against herself, she said, "Fly the plane. We'll talk after." As Arav walked toward the cockpit, memories rushed back, the roar of engines, the discipline of the skies, the freedom he had buried for years. In the terminal, Mira watched through the glass, holding her teacher's hand, unaware that her father was about to face the fear he had avoided for her sake. The flight was flawless. Smooth ascent. Perfect navigation. Calm communication. The aircraft landed to applause. Media praised the professionalism. Investors smiled. Skirich's stock rose before sunset. Ria stood on the tarmac as Arav stepped down. For the first time in years, she felt something unfamiliar, respect mixed with curiosity, and a crack in the armor she had worn so long. Over the following weeks, their paths crossed more often. Conversations replaced commands. Questions replaced assumptions. Ria learned about Mira, about late-night fevers, about dreams Arav never spoke aloud. Arav saw Ria beyond the boardroom, a woman who had learned to be strong because she had once been deeply hurt. The promise lingered unspoken, but the connection grew undeniable. When Mira finally asked, "Papa, is she your friend?" Arav smiled. "She's someone brave." The challenge came when the board discovered Arav's past and accused Ria of favoritism. Rumors spread. Pressure mounted. Ria was given a choice: cut ties, or risk her position. For the first time, she hesitated. For the first time, she chose her heart. In a final board meeting, Ria stood tall. "Leadership isn't about avoiding emotion," she said. "It's about trusting people who prove their worth, no matter where they stand." Arav was reinstated as a pilot. Not because of love, but because of truth. On a quiet evening, beneath an open sky, Ria stood beside Arav and Mira as paper planes flew in the wind. Ria smiled and said softly, "You flew it." Arav replied, "You believed." She reached for his hand. "And I choose you. Because sometimes, the bravest flight isn't in the sky, it's into someone's life. And sometimes, promises made in the heat of the moment become destinies written in courage, love, and trust. If this story moved you, inspired you, or made you believe in second chances, remember to like and subscribe, because the next story might just change your heart too.